Welcome back to our Indie Impressions series. We've worked with an incredible group of developers via our Indie Fund to create some of the launch titles for Crayta, and we wanted you to hear directly from them about their experiences using it for the first time. This time we ask, what top tips would you give an indie developer getting started with Crayta?
I think the first one is look at what's been made. It will show you what's possible. And then again, do what I did, grab a template that does what you want. Even if it's not exactly what you want, but it will give you such a step up on the ladder. And then, basically, once you've got that, you can pull it apart, grab bits, packages from the library that's included in Crayta, because that's already solved a lot of the problems that you'll have. Take as much of the stuff that's there already and don't reinvent the wheel, basically.
There is a lot of lovely assets and different sort of voxel meshes you can use. I imagine there's probably even more at this stage now. There's an awful lot of great looking art in there, and I thought that was a great way this great springboard to decide, how to go about building some of these levels and how to pick the environments in the first place. I think a good example of this was there are some really nice flower and grass voxels. So in the arcade city level, I got to make a sort of mini park area, and that was lovely.
The first thing is definitely check out other examples. I would say also just be really creative. Like, this is an amazing toy box sandbox of development. There's so much really good templates and other things that are out there that you can take a look at. And you can very, very quickly iterate and prototype ideas. So that would be my suggestion to start with, is start there.
And I think from a design or creative point of view, I guess just like dive in and just start experimenting is the best tip. I think don't worry about what you can and can't do. Just try and do it. And if you hit against the wall, try not to sort of tunnel through it. He says, staying completely on brand. Basically, you should, these don't fight. If there's friction, don't fight it. Think of a creative way around it, and I think you'll have a really good time making your game inside Crayta.
I think in terms of top tips, obviously just dive straight in. I wouldn't, don't kind of like dip your toe in gently around the edge of the pool. It's a really simple tool, and the simplest way I think to get started with it was just to really start with one of the existing templates and just kind of dive headfirst into the code and just see, okay, well, what happens if I change this function and swap this out with something entirely different? Or can I replace this asset with this entirely different model? Or how can I kind of reskin this game with our world entirely differently? So I think it's really just about just getting your hands dirty as quickly as possible, because, as I said, the transition is incredibly simple. So, the faster you can get involved, the more kind of you can achieve in a fairly short time period.
I guess one of the top tips really is just dive in and try it out. Get familiar with the environment and see what's possible. Crayta is built on Unreal, so there's a lot of fundamentals from other game engines in there already. I think it's just a case of getting in there and just seeing what you can create, really.
Thanks to all our amazing Indie Fund developers for giving us their time and for creating a fantastic array of games, which you'll be able to play from July 1st exclusively on Stadia. In the meantime, check out the rest of our Indie Impression series to hear some of their other thoughts, and take a look at all their games too in our Creator Showcase series. And remember to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with all the Crayta news and our twice weekly live streams.